Boom, boom. This is everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so I assume you watched my previous video on Soul Land Reloaded and how the game is being shut down on June 1st. So we're going to be playing another game which I have been playing for a long time is Azur Lane. And that's what you're seeing on the screen before you. Now this is going to look a little bit different. If you played Azur Lane before, especially yesterday or the day before, it looks different because they just did an update last night. The game came back online about 1 p.m.ish, 2 p.m.ish today from the update. And one of the things that they did is they did a complete overhaul of the user interface. I like the way they do this. This is a stop screen right here where they quite literally, it's sort of like a desktop screen where it goes to sleep. And it takes the picture off and it just displays your ship girl that you've got set as your secretary, which is the secretaries are the ships that are on. Just by clicking on the actual screen, you can actually make that go back to the thing. And as you can see, it seems a little bit busy. This is a little bit new for me, of course, because like I say, this is an overhaul, but it's pretty much the same. Everything is this in the right spot. It just looks a little bit different. They moved side icons around a little bit. Updated the interface in terms of modernization is what I said in the last video. So that's what you're looking at here. So for those of you who just started the game, this will be the first thing that you're going to look at. So let's take a look and see what they've got. We're going to do a couple videos which will focus on the actual layout because it is a little busy. I am level 118. That is a rather high level because like I said, I've been playing this game for 5 years consistently. Okay, so it's going to take you a while to get that high. I'm very high level in terms of I have all of the ships. I have pretty much maxed out most of the ships that are important. So that's what you're going to be. But like I say, this is the game currency here. They're called gems. It looks like a little ruby. You'll get these inside of the game. Occasionally, in time they open up new events. Christmas, they always give away some gems. And there's other ways to get little gems here and there whenever they throw them in events. But you don't get very many. But you really don't need to get them because you really, unless you want to purchase the skins do not offer any type of buff to the character. It just looks a whole lot nicer. Okay, but that's where they make most of their money is if you purchase that, and if you want to buy the gem, if you want to buy the actual skins in the game. Okay, I'm not going to click on this because the skins are exceedingly okay, they're a little fantastical in terms of anatomy, so I'm not going to there's nothing that too bad. Okay, there's not going to be any nudity or anything like that. It's very, very close to that, so I'm not just going to show that just because I don't. But this is where you'll have to spend a lot of gems, and like I said, because they don't give you a lot of gems in the game. If you want to get, you can purchase that, or like here, they have a lucky bag up here. $30 you can get a random character outfit, gems, and a large amount of supplies and stuff. So they have all kinds of types of things. They do have this trade license and things like that you can purchase as well for little events. I've never actually done those. I did do. They do have an event called the cruise mission. That I did purchase one time simply because it had a skin of a character in it that I really liked, but I didn't purchase it this time. It's called the Fair Winds. I think it was like $9.99. It was actually the first time that they came out with it. They had a really bunch of nice rewards that were locked here that I needed at the time, and it had a skin that I was extremely plus you can get some gems inside of there as well, which another reason that I did it because I was running low on dock space, as I told you before. If the dock space has changed, they have given you a bunch more of space. I now have 30 dock spaces free. I did not have that before. I only had like 20. So I think they just gave everybody 20 free space of docks. So my dock capacity is 660. I have 630. What does that mean? That means that I have 630 ships. That's right. As I said before, I was attempting to collect every ship. I'm almost there. There's a few that I didn't collect as of yet. They're older ships, nothing of the new ships. Okay. So, and as we play the game, we'll be seeing it. But I did not purchase money to get any of these ships. I got all these ships just by playing the game regular. Okay, this is a free-to-play game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dock. I showed you the dock. Dock's basically all the ships. Depot. This is your inventory. As you play the game, you're going to get skill books. Promise rings are promise rings when you max out a character. 125 is the max, and you fully limit break that character. You can then endure promise ring, which gives you a teeny weeny little buff on your stats, and it's sort of the final. That's the final. Once you put a promise ring on a character, that's the final that it goes. As you can see, I have New Jersey, Musashi. Both of those I have used promise rings. Promise rings, they don't give you to them very often. So when you do get one, you can purchase them in the game. They do sometimes have little bundles where you can purchase like 2 promise rings for 300. I think regularly it's 1 for 300. But you can purchase the promise ring, insert that on the character. And that's, I have Vittorio put on her. She's one of the PvP characters, so that's why I put that on her. I have it on Shimakaze, PvP again. So all my PvP characters, I put the promise ring on just to give them a little bit extra in the buff. But these are my favorites right here. These are all the UR and top level SSR or I guess let's do it like this. Common ships are ships that have no color in their actual picture. Okay, there are hundreds of these. I'm not exaggerating. Hundreds of these. There's only a handful of them that you will ever use again. But every now and then they pop up an event where if you have this character and you use this character, you get a little bit of an extra. And that happened in here. Kimberly is a rare, which means a blue background. Hadakaz is a rare, blue background. So if you use these 2 characters in this event, you can get, it's the way to complete an event and allow you to get more of the currency by using the ship if you do levels with the ship. Okay, so that's why it's best to keep some of the ships. Unfortunately, you never know which ones they're going to throw up, but it's not required. It's just a bonus. I like to consider a bonus event. Okay, so that's what. And then so common will be characters with no color in their background. Rares are ones with the blue background. Okay, epic are characters with a purple background. SR characters are with a yellow background. Those are the normal characters that you want to go for. Okay, so you want to get the gold back, yellow back characters. Those are the best ones. No, let me rephrase that. Those are the normal top line characters, and then you've got UR characters. Okay, those are the characters that they just started coming out with last year. Okay, I can show you. I've got them all. UR have a sort of rainbow background, and there's not very many of them, but there's a few of them out there. New Jersey, Musashi. There's a couple of characters that you can take them up to Yorktown. Even though New Jersey was in a circuit, you can make it a UR character with its stats and refreshes on that once you get it maxed out. Yorktown, Vanguard, Shimakaze, Unzen, FTG. FTG is a shipyard, is a ship that's a specialty ship that needs to be built specifically a little bit different than others. You can't get it inside the game. You have to build it with, you got to get the blueprints for that game, for the ship, and then you can build them. Okay. And these, they're called priority ships, is what we call them. And they have different seasons of ships. Okay. I've got most of them. Yes, I've actually built most of the priority ships as well. It's not that difficult. You just got to gather the blueprints. And the way you do that is to do a research. Okay. And as you do the research and complete it, you'll get certain blueprints for whichever ship. You can actually choose which research projects you want to do for what, to focus on a certain season so that you have a better chance of getting research projects that are associated with the type of ship that you want. Okay. Right now they have a special going on where you can get a boost for blueprints for Brest, which is one of the priority ships. Okay. If you look at the thing, I have my research focus on 6, which is the latest season because I want to get some of the ships inside of 6 built. I've already built some of them, but I want to get them all because I'm not sure if any of them are going to make a meta change. So I build them just to be on the safe side. Okay. So that's what they got. Depot, as I said, skill books, chests. As you get it, all goes into here. Gear. This is all the gear that you get. As you can see, I have plenty of excess gear for the ships. Crafting. As you play the game, you will get blueprints, and you will get that you need. It stores the blueprints in here, and when you have enough of the blueprints, like you need 25 of the blueprints to make the high performance radar, you could make it. I could make 5 of them, 6 of them right now. Don't need that many, but it's fairly easy to do it. If you want to make one, you just click on it. It costs 200 coins to make it. You make it. I now have that in my inventory, and I can put it on a ship. Very simple, nothing to hop at. Headquarters. Headquarters is daily. You go in through here. This is the main screen right here. This is the headquarters that you need to focus on. These 3 tabs. This is your oil, your munitions, which is actually your go coins, and then EXP. These are actually data packs. This allows you to level up a character instead of playing levels and clearing levels with the character. You can just max it out using XP data packs. And you can get these just by playing the game. You get data packs by playing the game using maxed out characters. Okay, so if I were to play a level with all 125 characters, I would not all the XP that I gained in that particular level would not be wasted because the character's maxed out. It goes into a XP data pack, and you earn those data packs. And when you've got enough to make a pack, you get one. Okay, so this allows you to play the game with maxed out characters, and it's not a waste of time because you can get these data packs, which you can then use the data packs to level up other characters. We'll do that on Kimberly. Okay, so Kimberly is level 71. Boost XP. As you can see, I have 371 data packs. I can just throw some data packs into her, and I just leveled her up 2 levels without doing anything. So that's what you can do, is gather your level packs. Kimberly, like I say, is a common ship, or is a rare ship, but she's in this event as one of the characters that you can use. So that's why I've got her out. Okay. So that's what that is. So that's the HQ. You really won't need to go into there much because you can get it all from here. Okay. Each morning you want to come in, you want to do your commissions, you want to do your tactics and research. And I'm going to show you all that stuff a little bit more in depth, but I don't have enough time for this on one video to explain this game to you. Would take forever. Probably it's going to take an hour or at least to explain the game. So I'm just going to break it up into a couple of shorter videos. This is just showing you the basic interface. Okay? Lab. We'll get into, as we focus each on these, it's going to take a while to explain each tab. The shipyard I wanted to focus on primarily because that's where the priority ships are at. Okay? They have labs and stuff. This is basically, you can upgrade your weapons to better type of weapons. Okay, and that's what you do inside the lab. Missions. Missions, we got an event going on. This event right now is called Light of Martyrium, is what it's called. There's a massive storyline. I'm serious, the game has a lore. It's got like 5 years long. The ship girls were fighting the sirens, who are the bad guys, but they've introduced other factions like the Ashes and Antiochus. So it's this is a really good event to get into, because in this event you're going to get a basic update, a brief update on what's happened previously, because this is a very big event. Not only are they offering 2 UR characters, but it's actually moving the story along into sort of like the next phase. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of world building going on here. Okay, originally it was just the ship girls and the sirens. Then it became the ship girls and the Ashes and the meta ships. And then Antiochus was introduced, who's actually the overall bad guy, who both the sirens and the ship girls are actually should be joining to fight against Antiochus, but it's a very, very intense storyline. It's exceedingly exciting. Is another reason this game has been around for so long, is people just love it. They even had an anime about it, but it only had 1 season. The quality was not what everybody who played the game was looking for, so they didn't continue with it. But they are going to revisit the anime again in the future with a little bit better graphics, hopefully. Okay, so that's what I say. So I'm not going to spoil the event. Light of Martium. You click on this, and you'll be able to play the levels. Okay, I've already cleared the A level, and I'll be going into the B level next. They're not introduced for another 20 hours, so it'll be another day or 2 before we actually see the second levels. But these have been cleared already. I cleared them out today. Okay, build. Here we go. All right, now normally there's only 1 UR character in an event, and not every event has a UR character. Usually, like 1 out of every 3 or 4 events will have a UR character, but it's not always. This one they've got 2, which is the first time that's ever happened. You got Alsace right here. Okay, she's a UR. Awesome graphics, as you can see right there. As I've said, the graphics on this are exceedingly. There's no, yeah. As you can see, you can make your own terms. Okay, I'll say she is a UR character. After 200 pulls, if you do not get her, you will get her on the pity, and you can do the pity 4 times. Okay, you do pull with wisdom cubes. You get wisdom cubes doing your dailies, and you get wisdom cubes playing the game. Okay, so wisdom cubes, I've never ever had to buy wisdom cubes ever. If you do your dailies, play the game every now and then, you'll get the wisdom cubes you need. Okay, and you won't have any trouble. Okay, I've got 218. I only need 200, but I've already got her. I've got her today. I did 7 pulls today, and she popped up. She was the 4th character to get. Let me get my favorites, and right here she is. I've already got her. Okay, the farthest I've ever had to go on a pity was for Shinano, and I got her right before the pity. So I've never actually had to use the pity to get a ship. I came close, but I usually don't have to. The rates in here are not that bad as in other gacha games. As I've said before, they make their money on the skins. The skins they've got on some of these characters are outrageous. I'm not going to show them because I'm at home, so it's not that big a deal, but I'm scared YouTube might slam the video if they did, and I know they will, because I put a picture for my video, the picture you put in the video, and it got taken down one time. Okay, so the picture did. Okay, so I don't do that anymore. Okay, so I'll just be showing the game, and since I don't normally purchase skins, you won't really have to worry about seeing that on this particular video. I cannot, however, do something when they actually turn around and make this as a normal character. That's the normal character. She has a skin that you could rent, but I'm not going to show you the skin that she rented. You get every event, you get 3 rent tickets, and you're allowed to purchase the skins for those characters and rent them for 3 days. That way you can see it on the character, see what it does, and you can actually see it. I'll show it to you briefly, but I'm only going to let it show for a few minutes. Okay, because I got her as one of my secretary ships. You'll know when she's coming up because my computer freezes because it can't produce the image. I'll show it to you briefly, then we'll get away. This is a rented skin. This okay. So this is the rented skin that we've got for her. Okay. So as you can see, it's pretty outrageous, and you can put her on the screen and everything. So there's nothing that you can do when these characters pop up. Okay. I'm sorry. That's just the way they're. And you get a rent ticket. You can rent it and you can purchase it. At the end of the time, the character will go back to normal. Okay. So that's just that's just the way it goes for right now. So let's go back into the dock. Osage, and say you got the skins. Okay, this is the skin that's rental. Okay, I'm not going to show you that skin as I've said before. Okay, but I have it, but I'm not using it simply because of the fact that it will get axed. This video will get taken to it because it's extremely out there, and you can get them. You can rent it for 3 days. At 3 days, it goes back to normal. But if you want to look at it, see what it's like. They're very outrageous. I will tell you that right now. I'm not trying to hide that at all. And you can purchase them. Like I say, they don't add any benefit. They don't add an attack status or anything like that. It's just purely for looks. But a lot of people spend a lot of money on that. They like to get the outrageous skins for the characters. Okay. So as I said, the build. So we've got All Sage, which is ultra rare. I've already got her. We got a Burn, which is super rare. Foray, which is an elite, and then Brennus, which is another SR. So 2 golds, an epic, and you are ultra rare. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for to get the event. I've already got, like I said, I already got Osage. So I got her, Elsie, so I immediately pulled her in the first event today. As you can see, I've done 8. She was number, I think it was on the 5th. I want to say the 5th is when she popped. Okay, that's generally pretty quick. I think I've only, I don't think I've ever gotten the UR on the first day before, but I've gotten them on the second and third days before. I just generally, like I say, the drop rate it's not a super good drop rate, but at 200 pools you get the character automatically. Now what's different about this, as I said before, is that there are 2 URs. Okay, so if we go into the shop and we go to the supply and we go to the event shop, as you go through doing those events I showed you, A1, A2, A3, you get these golden crystal fragments each time you clear one of those stages. Okay, and you get these. Okay, so you can purchase these events. These are the items that you want to get inside of the event. Okay, just to give you, you're going to want to try to get roughly 40,000 of these. 40,000 will enable you to get pretty much everything inside of the shop. You don't need everything. You want to get the blueprints. These right here, the aircraft parts. You want to get the parts because that's what levels up your equipment. Okay. You want to get the fragments, augmentation fragments, because that's what levels up the specialty item for each character. Is these augmentation modules. And you might want to get some cognitive chips. The cognitive chips are what you use to take it to 100. Once you get it maxes out at 90, and then you go to 100. At 100, you start, and 105, you start awakening, and you need cognitive chips and cognitive arrays to actually do that. Okay, and you can get both of those. So this is something that you want to. I don't purchase them because I have 256,000 cognitive chips. As you can see, I'm in no shape of running out. And cognitive arrays, I have 5,895. So I don't normally get these at this particular point, but if you're a new player, you want to get these, all of them. Okay, as you do your daily events, you will be able to get them. The daily events are here in your daily raids. Okay, right here are cognitive arrays and cognitive chips. I do these every single day. You get some of these every single day, and you won't have to worry about buying them in the shop, which allows you to save that currency and purchase other things in the shop, like the specialty items. You can also get XP data packs and whatnot. So you want to make sure that you do your dailies each day. I can do the Azur Lane dailies in about 35 to 40 minutes. I can knock them all out pretty quick. Okay, so let's go back to that shop and let me show you this events first. This is the event that I was talking about. This is the first time they've ever had this event. The second UR character is Mogador. Mogador and Alsage are polar opposites of each other. One is, I like to do this, Alsage is the light, Mogador is the dark. And you can see that just in the terms of their outfits. As you can see, Mogador's got this. What I was saying was like Mordor from Lord of the Rings is what I was thinking when I was looking at this. She's Sauron is what I was thinking. But as you can see, Morgador is the dark type character. They're both exceedingly powerful. They're both UR ships. We'll go a little bit over their skill sets in later videos. But you can, as you do these particular little events, SP stages and stuff, that's stuff that you can't clear right now because it's not until the end. SP stages, once you've completed all the base event, they give you an SP stage which you can run after you've run all the events. There's nothing else to do, so you can just run the SP stage each day and get currency for it to spend in the shop. So as you can see, you won't be able to complete these, but as you complete these, you'll get these items, okay, and then you'll be able to purchase them inside the shop. Okay, these are the. But if you look inside the shop, right here, you don't necessarily need to even focus on that particular part of the event. If you want to, you can just, you only need 200 to get a copy. This is one copy of her. You don't need this to get another copy. Okay, you can use UR limit breaks, which you get for just playing the game, to limit break the character. So you really only need to get 200 of these. And you can get 500. You can get enough to purchase both copies, but like I say, you can only have one copy of a ship. Okay, so if you get 2 copies, you'd use the other copy as a limit break. But I would prefer to use UR limit breaks. We're going to be going over characters in the next video on how to level them up and everything. And I'll explain to you limit breaking at that time. But even then, you can just get as many of the fragments as you can and just purchase 200 of them. Okay. Granted, it's probably going to take about, it's going to be what, like 10, 15,000, but, and then you get a copy of it. So you don't even need to focus on the event. But if you focus on the event, you can get all the vouchers that you need to get a copy of her, and then spend your money on burn, because you want to make sure if you do not get burn inside of the build, you want to purchase her in the store. Okay. This is an SR ship, and like I say, you want to get all ships. So you need to get her. If you don't get her in the draws, you can get her inside of here. This is a burn meta ship. This is a little bit different. Meta ships are a little bit, I like to say a little bit higher than the regulars, but you want to get them if you can. Okay, so if you don't get her in the build, she's in the build. Okay, if you don't get her in the build, you want to purchase her in the shop. Now, if you get her in here, don't purchase her in the shop. Just use the 8,000 currency to purchase everything. If you purchased everything in the shop and you have 8,000 left over, of course you can purchase another copy of her, because you can't store the currency. When the event ends, the currency is useless. So make sure you use all of your currency. Okay, and it won't come back again as in the rerun. It's different. There's you'll have to re-earn the currency, but there's easy ways to do it inside of the rerun. So, but if you don't get her inside of here, then you want to purchase her in the store. Okay, so that's what you got to keep. You always want to make sure that you might have to spend an extra 8,000. Other than that, you always want to go for anytime you see a rainbow gun, you want to get it. So you definitely want to grab this. And you're going to want to grab this too, simply because anything that's in this event shop is going to be better than the standard items that you get. Not by much. I mean, it's not a game breaker or anything, but this is, if you want to min-max your account like I do, you want to get the best guns and the best anti-aircraft, the best torpedo bomb. You want to get the best. This is generally where they have the best items. And they'll usually have one UR item inside of each event. Okay, so you're going to want to get 10,000, 2,000. So right here we got 20,000. Okay, so I'm going to say that 20,000 do not purchase this until the last day. The shop stays open 7 days after the event ends. Don't purchase burn until the day after the event ends. You might get her on the last day when you do your pools, when you do your build. So don't purchase her now. Wait until the event is over. When the build, 14 days is the event. On the 15th day, there'll be an update. The shop will still be here, but the event will be over. The build will be gone, but you'll still have the shop with all your fragments in it. If you didn't get burn meta in the draw, you then purchase her in the shop. So don't purchase her right now, just wait, because you might get her in the build and you don't have to waste the currency. You can spend it on other stuff, cognitive chips. Maybe you did the event in that I showed you earlier, but you didn't quite get enough UR vouchers to get the 200. Well, you can purchase them right here. Okay, so don't use any of the currency until after the event ends at 14 days, unless you need to. Okay, and there is some stuff going on in this particular event that you might actually want to do that, but we'll discuss it in future videos. But for general rule of thumb, do not purchase anything in the shop until the event is over. The shop stays open 7 days after the event closes. Okay, so you've got 7 days to purchase the ship and decide what you want to buy. No rush to do that. This stays after the event is over, so don't worry about it. And we'll go over what you want to buy in there, okay? So this is a different event. Like I say, first time they've ever offered 2 UR ships inside of one event. They also got a cruise ship in here. Now this is in the previous, this is phase 2. Every event has 2 phases. The first phase, which I can't show you because it passed, but the first phase was leveling up these ships, obtaining and level up the ships that they were going to have for the use. So Rodney, Kimberly, Hadakaz, and I think it was Helena were the ships. All of these had a plus 20% experience buff for a week prior to this event, and that was a chance for you to level them up beforehand so you could use them and get a plus 20% EXP buff for using them so that you could get them leveled up and ready for the event. Okay, so that was in phase 1. Then phase 2 is the actual event, and they got that. But as you can see in here is why they do that, because you get special points. Okay, now here's what we get. Points, you defeat the boss of A2 C2 10 times, but you have to have Hadakaz in your fleet. Same thing, A2 C2 10 times, but you got to have Kimberly. Okay, then A3 C3 you got to have Helena. B2 D2 you got to have Queen Elizabeth. Okay, and then B3 D3 you got to have Rodney. So those are the characters that I was talking about. You have to have them in your fleet, and she must not die. The ship girl must not die, or you don't get the thing, and you get these points for that. Now these are bonus points, and the reason I say that is if you get all of the characters in the build and fully limit break them, you'll have enough points to actually win, get the prize, which in this particular event is right. All right, let's just go back to the main screen. Events. And it is right here. Okay, you get those points. The call to arms -D is what this event is. What they're calling is. You get those points. You need 2,800 points. I've got 800 points because I already want. You get 800 points just from obtaining the UR character in the build. I got her. You don't have to level her up or limit break. I'll say it, you just have to get her. It's obtain her. I've already obtained her, so I got 800 points. As I get the other ships, but the other ships you have to fully limit break them. You'll get the points. Okay. As you see, I need 2,000 more points, and to get this is a chat frame. I don't chat, but I still like to complete it just because the fact that it's a chance to, if I ever do chat, I'll have it. Okay. I don't chat. I've got the chat turned off because whenever I do videos, people chatting, they sometimes get a little bit raunchy on the language, and I didn't want to get the video. So I turned the chat off. So the chat is turned off, but there is a chat function. Okay? But, so as you limit those characters up, you get the points. Okay? So I need 2,000 more points. And right here is 600, so 1,200, 1,600, 2,000. Okay? Right there is enough points to get the chat border. But the only ship you can get is Burn Meta in the shop. So Florette, Epi, and Brennus might elude you in the build. Okay? If they elude you in the build, let's say we don't get Brennus. That's 600 points we don't got. We're not going to be able to get the 2,800 to get the chat screen. But they've got, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, they've got these bonus event items here which you can run to make that up. So if I don't get Brennus, I can, as long as I run these two, I'll get the 600 that I need and I'll complete the quest. So I do these just to give me that little peace of mind in case I don't get one of the characters inside the build. I'll still be able to get the chat screen even though I don't chat. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, I am a member of a guild. You should want to do a guild. Not a whole lot. This is not, guilds don't really do that much. It's just a place for you to hang out. They do the events, you know, run the skills and stuff like that. But as you can see, I'm Ferenzi. This is me right here. Since I've got Alsage as my secretary, it shows up. Matches is the guild leader. Do your, you want to do your logistics each day. Do your operations. There's a nice shop in here where you can get some really cool items. Okay, they've got a bunch of new stuff in here. You can now get roster space inside of here. Okay, but that's actually limit reached. So I'm not exactly sure what this function. This is a lot of new stuff. Okay. Dock expansion, here it is right here. For 250 plus 500, you can purchase additional dock space. So you no longer need gems if you want to max out your caps. Your girls, ship girls, make more, give them more space. You don't need to use diamonds for that anymore. It can now be purchased inside of a guild, but you got to get in the guild. Okay, we are a pretty high level guild, so I'm not sure if any of these are locked for lower level guilds. I'm not sure about that. Like I said, we've been around for quite some time. We've been, we do, as you can see, we've cleared pretty much the whole air sea battle. It's the Solomon Islands battle. This is historically accurate, guys. This game has a lot of real world. The ships that they created are actual ships, except for the priority ships. But most of the ships were actually real ships and are real ships. Okay, so this game has some historically accurate stuff intermersed in the world. But yeah, as you can see, we've almost completed the Solomon, and we've got 51 days, and we're almost done with it. So as you can see, we're a pretty high level guild that we can knock out something that fast. Level 10, I think, is the max. And you see, we're just considered a casual, but we're always playing. All of us, we get logged in. That Ferenzi's, that's me. SH has a pretty cool. She has a horse. Yeah, that's a pretty cool avatar actually. She's walking around with a horse. That's pretty cool. But yeah, see, they got the chibi versions of the characters inside of here. But yeah, we do all the stuff. So we've been around for quite a while. Guild name is anime, so we're doing it to make fun of anime. It was pretty cheesy. If you have Crunchyroll, you can just do the search and you can do Azur Lane, and you'll find the anime. I think there was like 10 episodes. It was pretty accurate considering what the game focused on, but it's unusual in the fact that this is reversed. There was no Azur anime. When Azur Lane first came out, it was purely based on the game. And then they had an anime off of the game. So sort of kind of reverse psychology there. But yeah, so that's that. So that's pretty much everything, as you can see. We'll have some more videos We'll be playing the game, going through the event, and we'll explain more. But I'm serious, guys. It's like something you might want to consider download, and it's clearly good, free to play. Okay, so that's all I got. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on the bell. You get notified each time I drop a video. Kenrir coming at you from the corner, signing out.